Welcome to tutorial and understanding a student's TrackEd report. You will be emailed periodically TrackEd reports in relation to how a student is tracking in relation to achievement of their QCE or Queensland Certificate of Education. There is a number of pieces of information that appears on this report, and it's important for you to understand what that information is representing. First of all, the top section of the report contains information in relation to absences at the point in time that a TrackEd report was generated. What it will also show in the next section is all of the subjects that a student has studied over the courses of year 11 and 12. So for example, in the one that's currently on screen, you will see that there is information for Unit 1 only. So this is a report for a year 11 student. This tracking information for Unit 1 is based only on their interim report card. So you will see that there are yellow boxes around that information to indicate that it's interim at this point in time. What you will also see is that currently, based on information, a student is tracking for a satisfactory result in 5 out of their 6 subjects, which means if that trend continues for that student will receive the 4 total QCE points for that subject. You will notice for Maths Essential, however, that the student has been identified as not tracking for a satisfactory result. Therefore, there are no estimated QCE points sitting in the spot for Essential Mathematics. Therefore, if that trend continues and a student does not pass Maths Essential in Unit 1 or Unit 2 or 3 and 4, then they will receive no QCE points. What is also important to remember at this point in time is that QCE points are banked progressively as students work through units. For example, a satisfactory completion of Unit 1, student will gain a QCE point. With that unsatisfactory completion, they will lose a QCE point. So for example, in Maths Essential, if a student turns their marks around for Units 2 and 3, 4 pair, then they will actually be able to receive 3 QCE points at the end of Year 12 for Maths Essential. You'll see the estimated tab is highlighted in the bottom right. So that is based on how students are at that point in time and those trends continuing for their accumulation of QCE points. Due to this unsatisfactory tracking information at the moment in relation to Maths Essential, what you will also see is that the numeracy information down the bottom here is showing as red or pink, which means that the student also has not received a numeracy component towards their QCE. So they'll need their 20 points plus literacy and numeracy, and currently they are not on track based on that unsatisfactory in mathematics. Students can gain their literacy and numeracy by a satisfactory completion of a unit of English or mathematics. If we scoot to a Year 12 TrackEd report, you will see a more complete profile in relation to that information. So what you will see is information for Unit 1 completion, Unit 2 completion, and then obviously 3, 4 pair is still to come based on their results from this year, where you can see more complete point accumulations. What you will also see down the bottom of here is subjects that a student has started in and exited and what their tracking is in relation or achievement of QCE points at that point in time. As this is a Year 12 student, you will also see for any of their general subjects that they are completing, that they have instrument results for Year 12. So 3 internal instruments, IA1, IA2, IA3, and then your external assessment. So what you will also see as students progressively complete internal assessment and have that confirmed by QCA or perhaps provisional at this stage for IA2, you will see their result or their mark, and it will also give a predicted percentage cumulative result as well. Again, you will see down the bottom here estimated points based on the trends currently, and you will see that this student is green for literacy and numeracy because they have passed Unit 2 of English to get their literacy, and they have passed Unit 2 of General Math to receive their numeracy. They were not getting their numeracy based on their math methods results, hence the student has changed to ensure that they're meeting that numeracy component for their QCE. What you will also see across both profiles, so year 11 and 12, is if a student is completing any VET certificates through an external organisation. For example, this student is enrolled in a Cert 2 plumbing. It will indicate the estimated points that a student can receive from that certificate course and include that as well in the estimation. That is based obviously on them successfully completing that course, whatever the duration for that course might be. Okay. So in a nutshell, that is a summary of the information that is included on a student's TrackEd information, and depending on what point in time they are as to how complete that information is for tracking purposes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Obviously, if you have any further questions, I'm happy for you to contact me, Alison Hopes, as Head of Department of Senior Schooling, to discuss a more individual circumstance for the student at Aspley High.